Welcome to another edition of Kadire's Corner. And oftentimes on this video blog, I've talked a lot about paying attention to details, the minute details, not only as a player, but also on the coach's side of things. And this week, I want to take a little bit of a different angle on paying attention to those details. And the angle I want to get at is how many times do we see youth players at a young level, young age, fall off as they continue to get older and continue to develop. Those players with 8, 9, 10 that are physically bigger, physically more mature than some of the other players, where the game kind of comes easy, success kind of comes easy. And as those other players catch up in physicality and get just as strong and just as big as they get into their teen years, those players tend to catch up and pass those kids at the younger level that were always bigger and physically more mature. So what my point is, and what I challenge you, is to always pay attention to the details, those minute details that make you a really good player. The practice, the work ethic, hitting in the cage, taking ground balls, throwing your bullpens, paying attention to where you're throwing the balls, because you're not always going to be able to overpower your opponents. And being able to know those little nuances and know those fine details of the game are going to allow you to continue to progress as you get older and as other kids get more the same size and as physically mature as you. And coaches that have, it seems like you run into coaches all the time that have 10, 12, 13 players that are all physically bigger than the other team that they're playing against. And those coaches tend to have a lot of success at the younger level. But as they get older and the other teams start to get players that are just as physically mature, those teams tend to not play as well or not at least have as much success as they are used to. And it's partially because they stop paying attention to details in their coaching, holding runners on, getting guys over, situational offense, first and third plays, bunt defenses, teaching these kids the game of baseball and how to continue to progress and continue to continually get better as baseball players and as a team. Those coaches tend to just rely on the athletic ability of the players to kind of overpower the competition and ultimately have a lot of success at a young age. So continue to improve, continue to pay attention to those details, continue to have the thirst to learn and the thirst to develop. And don't always rely on your physical abilities to carry you through, because once other players catch up to you in your physical abilities, and once other teams catch up to your particular team and their physical abilities, it'll be really evident who's prepared, who's worked, who's had to grind to get to where they are as they get into their high school ages. So pay attention to those details and pay attention to that work ethic always. As always, I'd love to hear from you, comments, questions, concerns. You can hit me up, #USAB mailbag, and I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, play hard, dream big.